Welcome to Jasper High School basketball here on 18 WJTS. I'm Kurt Gooksell, filling in for Craig Schneider as the Wildcats head to Tell City to take on the Marksmen. Jasper coming off that 58-52 setback at Boonville on Friday night. Jackson Cabrick had 17 on the night for the Wildcats. Tell City is 3-3 on the season under Coach Lynch, as the Marksmen had a really good season last year but lost a lot of players to graduation in that campaign. The Wildcats played the Marksmen for the first time last year in a long while at JHS Gym, and tonight they're at Brian Taylor Sports Arena for the game this evening. So the Wildcats in the traveling black, trimmed in gold and white. Tell City going off to the left away from their bench here at Brian Taylor. As we get ready for basketball, glad you could join us on this Sunday afternoon here on 18 WJTS. As Quentin Hireman will jump it up at the center stripe for the Wildcats against Mathena of the Marksmen. The tip is controlled by the Wildcats. Carter Stom drives right baseline. Tell City plays a lot of man-to-man defense as the Cats start the basketball game. Berger now to Harmon. Lobs it inside, ball knocked away and out of bounds, intended for Elliott Hof, and the Wildcats will retain possession on the first possession of this basketball game. Coach Gable and the Cats were not happy with letting that Boonville game slip away last night. They get the ball on the baseline to Harmon, and he puts it up and scores, and the Wildcats lead 2-0 here at Tell City. Marksman attack the basket. Again, they lost a lot of guys, including all-time leading scorer Braden Beard from last year's team. Lloyd with the basketball. He has it at the volleyball line out to Pruitt. Mathena works inside in that offense against the Wildcat defense. Jasper on top 2-0. Cats handled the Marksmen pretty well last year in JHS Gym. Tell City on their first offensive possession here. Pruitt drives. He gets cut off nicely by Jackson Cabrick. They center the ball inside. Runner is on the way. No good by Tran. Wildcats pull it out of there. Carter down the right side once again. Stom terminates that dribble in front of the Tell City bench. Cabrick out to Berger. Caleb on the hold. Triple threat position. Waits for a cutter. Leaves it off for Harmon. They reverse the ball right side to Stom. Three in the air. Grazes the rim. No good. Rebounded by Caden Chestnut of the Marksmen, and Tell City has it down 2-0 here in the early going from Brian Taylor Sports Arena here on 18 WJTS. Marksman with Pruitt with the basketball. He backs it out and make it Tran. Cats lead 2-0. Marksman right in front of the Wildcat bench on the left side of the court here at Tell City. Marksman trying to probe that defense. It's been a pretty good defense so far for John Gable and his crew. Chestnut tries a drive, ball knocked away nicely. The Wildcats pick it up. Here comes Berger. Nice cross lane to Harmon. He lays it up, but in the Wildcats lead 4-0 here early on. And a timeout on the floor. Tell City with 5:57 to go in the opening quarter. The Wildcats jump out to a 4-0 lead over Tell City. The Wildcats will be pressing Tell City here after the Coach Lynch timeout and see if Tell City can handle it. Jasper again forced a lot of turnovers at Boonville last night but couldn't take advantage of it. Talking to Coach Gable this morning, Wildcats could have blown Boonville out right from the get-go, but they did not, and let Boonville hang around, and the Pioneers get the win. Marksman down 4-0 as Chestnut dribbles on the left wing. He is quickly stopped by Cabrick. Marksman has had trouble even attacking the basket against the Wildcat defense. Cabrick makes Chestnut give it up outside. Now they have the ball at the volleyball line. Marksman down 4-0 here in the early going. You're on 18 WJTS. Into the corner. Lloyd looks to drive, gets cut off by Harmon and Hof, and he was on the baseline. Another Marksman turnover, and the ball goes back to the Wildcats. So a good start so far for Jasper. Cabrick will walk it up, and the Cats lead 4-0. Jackson, point wing right side to Berger. Berger Flips it out to Hof. Now to Cabrick. Cabrick looks inside, out to Staub. 3 in the air, top of the point, good for Carter Staub. And the Wildcats increase their lead to 7-0 on the Carter Staub triple. Carter had a big ball game against the Memorial Tigers last Friday night. Tell City into the middle of the floor. They get it into Mathena, their big center. He turns, shoots, and had it blocked. And it's going to be a personal foul on the Wildcats. Too much body, as it'll be on Harmon, his first, team's first. And at the line, Mathena. He's shooting free throws at a very low percentage as he arches that ball way in the air, but he hits it just as I say that. And the Marksmen are on the board. The Cats lead 7-0 with 4:39 to go in the opening stanza. Mathena's second free throw on the way. It is short. Clanks off the front of the rim. No good. Cats on the push. Berger down the right side. Gets cut off. Flips it inside for Cabrick. Ball loose on the floor. Elliott Hof picks it out of there for Jasper. Gets it to Berger. Drives right wing. The shot fake. The shot no. Battles for it, and Berger pulled it back out of there for the Cats. Inside. Harmon, little half hook. No good. Long rebound. Marksman get it, but we've got a whistle and a foul inside. It looks like it'll go against the Tell City Marksman, and it will be whistled on Davis Tran for Tell City. That is Tran's first, team's first. Cats end zone out of bounds with Jackson Cabrick into the corner. Staub another 3. This one is no good. Rebounded by Mathena, and we've got a whistle and the personal foul as Jasper leads 7-1. As you can see it here early with 4:16 to go in the first. Maybe the ball was just out of bounds. So no foul, and Tell City will attack. Down 6 here midway through the first quarter at Brian Taylor. Into the corner, Tran has it out front. Pass fake, shot fake, goes back out to Chestnut into the ball game as they whip it around the outside. 3 in the air, glances off, no good. Rebound inside by Tran. Looks to fire it inside to a cutting Chestnut. His shot no good, gets his own rebound. Fans it back out again for another 3. This one is off the mark, and the rebound ripped down by Hof. Cats want to push. Cabrick down the left side of the floor. Fall away, wild shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by the Marksman as Pruitt picked it out of there as Tell City trails 7-1 midway through the first quarter. A little bit under that 4-minute mark here. 3:28 to go first quarter. Here at Brian Taylor, the Marksman have it, work it around the outside. The Cat defense has been stingy so far. Pruitt thought about the 3 from the top of the point. Goes off to Caden Chestnut as Tell City having a lot of trouble with that defense. They force up another shot. Baseline ball picked up off the floor by Jackson Cabrick. He'll go in for the left side, scoop it up and in as Cabrick gets his first 2. And it is 9-1 Marksman with 2:54 to go here in the first quarter. Again, I'm Kurt Gooksell, filling in for Craig Schneider. We love having Craig and Jason Stom and Scott Yarborough on hand for most of our games here on 18 WJTS. As this ball is kicked out of bounds by the Wildcats. Jasper will substitute here as they bring into the contest Tanner Ernie. Also, Goodhue will check in as well for the Cats. Tell City baseline out of bounds. John Cable walks in front of that Wildcat bench. They throw it out to Lloyd. Lloyd sends it out top to Noble into the game. Now Lloyd will fire a 3. It is also no good. Cabrick gets the rebound. Jackson baseline inside, the shot fake, and finally the shot by Carter Staub, and he gets it up and in. Staub, he's got a quick 5, and once again, Lynch calls a timeout. It's 11-1 in favor of the Wildcats with 2:22 to go here. 2:22 to go here in the first quarter as Coach Lynch called the Marksman timeout. As they'll take it the length here in the first quarter. Wildcats off to a great start so far in this one. Brian Taylor Sports Arena. Marksman work against Wildcat pressure. We've got a whistle to travel. Turning the basketball over to the Wildcats. Here with 2 and change to play in the first quarter. Wildcats will bring it in. Jackson Cabrick will handle it at the point for Wildcats. Clear out the right side of the floor. Stom takes it in. Ball knocked away, and Tell City picks it out of there. Tell City's had a tough time of it offensively in this first quarter against the Wildcat defense. Just a free throw on 1 of 2 at the line so far. And now we've got a whistle, and Marksman turned the basketball over. They were looking point wing, and Wildcat pressure once again too much here in this first quarter. Too much offensively for Tell City. They'll make a 4-player substitution right here at the scorer's table. Try to figure something out. Cade Zabel among one of the first-time entrants here that had not already been in this one. Gabrick slide it up with a between-the-leg dribble. Leaves it out front. Goodhue with it, looks inside with the basketball above his head, right side deep to Jackson Cabrick. He comes off the high side of a ball screen, right side to Harmon. They fire it inside to Goodhue, back in the corner, pass fake. Cabrick thought about the long distance 3. Now to Ernie, drives right baseline, back to Harmon, 3 in the air, rattles out for Harmon, rebounded by the Marksman. Darius Watkins pulled it out of there for Tell City, and the Marksman will attack the goal off to their left side. Matheny, and a whistle and a hand check on the Wildcats as Jasper picks up the personal foul. Once again, John Gable goes to his bench, and Reese Day will come into the action for the first time tonight. Also, Caleb Berger jumping up off the Wildcat bench. He'll replace Jackson Cabrick. With time winding down here in this first quarter from Brian Taylor Sports Arena. Tran with it, dribbles off on the left side deep. Wildcats have walled off that perimeter beyond the 3-point line. Deep 3 by Zelli with a minute to go in the quarter. No good. Rebounded by Berger. Up ahead, layup missed by the Wildcats, and they could not convert on that fast break attempt. And Tell City may have an opportunity for the last shot of the first quarter with under 40 to play. Wildcats knock it off a Marksman out of bounds from the Marksman cheering section, and it goes back to Jasper. 40 seconds to play exactly right now. Berger will handle the point guard chores. He takes it right down the middle of the Brian Taylor Sports Arena floor. Point wing deep to Ernie. Whips it out to Goodhue. They fired around the horn. Wildcats offensively. Berger, top of the key, bangs home the 3. Caleb Berger gets on the board, his first points of the game, and it comes from distance. And the Wildcats with a big lead here so far over the Tell City Marksmen. Closing seconds of the first quarter. Marksman try to probe that Wildcat defense. Down to 2. Possession bogging down, and we've got a whistle and a foul on the Wildcats in the deep right corner, trying to stop that 3 as Snyder tried to load one up at the end of the quarter as Isaac Hyde will come into the game for the Wildcats. And Tell City will bring it in baseline out of bounds here to end the first quarter. Marksman look to throw it in. They fire it into the corner. Long fadeaway jumper. No good. All Wildcats after 1 here at the Brian Taylor Sports Arena in Tell City. 14-1. Cats will step aside. Have more after this on 18 WJTS. Back for the second quarter. 14-1 Wildcats as the Marksmen looking for their first field goal of the game. They'll have the ball to begin the second quarter. Davis Tran with it out top to Chestnut, their starting point guard. Now Pruitt. They reverse the ball back into the corner to Snyder. Now Lynch, right side. Pruitt tries to drive baseline. He gets cut off nicely by the Wildcats. Tell City the perimeter offense has not yielded much as far as productivity is concerned here in the early going, with the Cats up 14-1 after 1 period of play as we play here in the second quarter. from Tell City. Marksman with the basketball. Ball knocked away nicely. The Wildcats going to have a run out. Carter Stam goes in and kind of dunks it, and he gets the bucket. Carter with 7 in the game, and the Wildcats increase their lead to 16-1. Early stages of the second quarter here at Tell City. Again, Jasper back home January 3rd. They will not participate in any Christmas holiday tournament action. Another 3 by Chestnut, no good, missed badly. Scramble for the loose ball as Heim and a Marksman player on the floor scrambling for it, and the alternating possession will go to the Wildcats. Be back home January 3rd against Central, then go on the road the next night to take on Evansville North, a sectional opponent. Well, both actually sectional opponents. Elliot Hof, free throw line area, goes inside off the back rim and in for Elliot Hof. Gets his first point of the game, first 2 points of the game. The Wildcats increase their lead to 18-1. Here in the second quarter at Brian Taylor Sports Arena in Tell City. Marksman on the move, right pocket 3, no good. Weak side rebound by Jackson Cabrick. Cabrick, nice leave inside for Heim, lays it up and in. Isaac Heim gets on the board. He gets his first 2, and a great pass by Jackson Cabrick with his head up down the floor, and Heim running the floor, and the Wildcats increase their lead to 20-1 here. All Cats here under 6 to play in the first half. Tell City with it. Davis Tran backs it up outside the 3-point line. Stutter step dribble against Stom, leaves it back out top. Caden Chestnut with the basketball for Tell City. They flare it in the corner. 2 Wildcats jump out. They try to feed the post inside. Ball knocked away, and the Marksman will retain possession here in the second quarter. End zone out of bounds for Tell City as Caden Chestnut will fire it in. He looks. Wildcats wall off that baseline. They have to throw it out near the timeline. It's been all perimeter oriented for Tell City, and they have not gotten many shots, and with that, many good shots. Chestnut tries to dive into the lane, now backs it out straight away at the point between the leg dribble. Inside to Tran, tries to leave it down low. Shot is up and in by Mathena, and Tell City gets their first field goal of the game. Wildcats attack the other end. Heim in the middle, and he got mauled, and he'll be at the line to shoot 2. Stom did a nice job of feeding the post from the right wing, and Heim will be at the free throw line to shoot it twice for the Wildcats, leading 20-3, as you can see, with 5:08 to go here in the first half from Brian Taylor Sports Arena in Tell City. First free throw clanks off the front of the rim, no good. Heim will have another. Couple of bounces. Heim's second charity toss. This one is off the mark as well, no good. Ball trickles out of bounds, and it'll go to Tell City. Flying out near the Tell City band, and Chestnut will inbound the basketball. Tell City trails here 20-3. Across the timeline for the Marksman, and we've got a whistle, and Jackson Cabrick will be the guilty party. He reached in right in front of the official and right in front of John Gable and the Wildcat bench. Caden Chestnut will fire it in on the left side of the official, right in front of the Wildcat coaching staff. He looks, drop it into Tran, right near the scorer's table. We go out to Keaton Lloyd. Lloyd drifts to the left. Now Pruitt, top of the circle to Tran, into the corner to Lloyd. Comes off the high side of a screen, couldn't squeeze off the shot against Heim. Now Chestnut works against Berger. Now Lloyd, baseline, weaves inside, scoops it up, no good. Ball volleyballed around, and Carter Stom pulled it out of there for the Wildcats. Here comes Jackson Cabrick down the right side, feeds the post inside to Day. He gets it back into the corner to Jackson. Jackson, rise and fire, right elbow good for Jackson Cabrick. And Cabrick having a nice night so far, had 17 in that Boonville game last night, in which the Wildcats lost 58-52 at Pioneer Stadium in Big 8 play. Tell City on the other end as they have it out front. Chestnut in the corner. Back out to Lloyd into the corner. Pruitt, his shot partially blocked, and the Cats have it. Wildcats a fast break opportunity. Hof down the left side. He got bumped en route to the basket. Tell City personal foul. No bonus as of yet, as the foul will go against Caden Chestnut. His first personal. More substitutions into the game for Tell City, as Gaynor will come in for the first time tonight. Also Owen Noble, as Tell City will defend this end zone out of bounds play with 3:46 to go here in the first half. Ernie gets it back to Cabrick. Another free throw line jumper. This off the back rim, no good. Rebounded by Caden Chestnut of the marksman. Bring it across the timeline to Gaynor. They quickly pick him up. Tell City has got nothing inside. That was some of the scout heading into the game. Don't let Mathena do anything inside. Gaynor with it at the top of the point against the Wildcats defensively. They've followed the script, and that was a big key in the game, as Gaynor fires a long three, right elbow or right wing, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, as body check on Hof in there. And more substitutions for John Gable. Reese Day will come in for Carter Stamm, and Tell City will bring it in. Again, Coach Gable, Coach Albrand, they didn't think they followed the scouting report in that Boonville game. They've had it down to a T in this one here against Tell City. Run the out of bounds play out front for Noble. He'll have it near the left point. Now he'll center it behind the volleyball line. The Wildcats a step ahead of the marksman on the defensive end of the floor. Gaynor comes off a screen, can't get the shot up, goes out to Pruitt. He dives toward the left elbow, fans it back out, deep left wing, top of the key three off the back iron, no good. Rebound ripped out of there by Goodhue. Wildcats on the push down the left side, shot on the way, no good. Ball tipped up and in by Elliott Hof, as he followed that one all in one motion. Hof gets his fourth point, and it's 24-3. Wildcats with 2:30 to go here in the first half at Tell City. Marksman with the basketball. Again, just one field goal and a first quarter free throw for TC in this game. Wildcats back defensively. Pruitt lines up a three, and he knocks it down, so they're starting to find their legs just a bit as Pruitt gets his first bucket. Cats on the other end, they score quickly. They don't waste much time, and they answer that Tell City score real quick. Noble with it with under 2 to play. Out to Gaynor, right point. In the middle to Tran. Once again, long three by Chestnut, and he bangs it home from the right corner. Cats quickly up the floor. Jackson Cabrick out to Elliott Hof. He tries to go in the middle of that lane, gets cut off. Now to Day, he'll drive it hard right baseline, gets cut off by a couple of marksmen. He terminates that dribble inside to a cutting Ernie. He put it up no good off the back rim, rebounded by Tell City. Marksmen have it. Quickly, Tell City will attack or not. They cannot get it into the lane at any cost against the Wildcats defensively. Pruitt out to Lloyd. He'll back it out, and Tell City once again tries to probe that defense. Chestnut left of the lane, and he got held en route. Another personal foul on the Wildcats. It'll go against Tanner Ernie. Not yet into the bonus, and with 1:06 to go in the second quarter, Tell City will bring it in baseline out of bounds. They look into the corner. Noble, three in the air, no good. Off the rebound, ball put up by Gaynor, no good. Once again, another big-time outlet pass. Cabrick left the lane, hooks it off the glass and scores. Jackson Cabrick back on the board. He's got 9 in the first half, and the Wildcats continue to pour it on the marksman with under a minute to play here in the second quarter at Brian Taylor Sports Arena in this non-conference affair against with two long-time rivals. Pruitt on the other end, no good. Rebound corralled by the Wildcats. Cabrick with his head up across the timeline, leaves it out to Ernie. Slant drive into the paint, jump stop into the corner as the Wildcats take it around the outside. Cabrick with the basketball. He'll back it out. Maybe the Wildcats hold for one here in this last minute of the first half. Now down to 12 seconds. Cabrick dribble handoff to Ernie. go out to Hof with the ball to Kabrick. Rise and fire, deep fall away three is good as time expires here in the first half. The Wildcats 31-9 after one half of basketball here at Brian Taylor Sports Arena. We'll step aside. We'll have second half action after this on 18 WJTS. Back out for the second half here on 18 WJTS. I'm Kurt Guxell filling in for Craig Schneider. Jason Stamm and Scott Yarborough usually on hand, but flying solo tonight here at Brian Taylor. All Cats in the first half. 31-9 over TC. Marksmen get the ball to begin the second half. They'll attack the goal to the right toward their bench. And Tell City's got it. Cats ended the first half on that Jackson Kabrick triple as he buried it in front of the Tell City bench. Cats run a couple of traps at Tell City. Tran gets it underneath nicely to Mathena, their big man, and he scores his fourth point. And it is 31-11. Kabrick on the other end. Rise and fire. It's good. Jackson Kabrick gets his second triple of the night and the first to start the second half. And he's got 12 in the game. Wildcats once again pressure Tell City. Pruitt once again to Mathena inside, lays it up, rolls off, no good. Rebound inside by Stamm. It was knocked out of his hand. Tell City fan on the baseline does not agree, but it went off a marksman. Jasper will have it. Jackson Kabrick will run the point for the Wildcats. Jasper trying to bounce back again after that loss to Boonville on Friday. They certainly are doing so. Get the ball into the post. They try to fan it back out, but the ball was stolen by Tell City, and the marksman will have it. Tell City with it into the lane. Little scoop by Lloyd, no good, but he was fouled. Go into the bucket as Keaton Lloyd, a 5'11 sophomore, will be at the free throw line. Cats up 34-11, 7:01 to go here in the third. Tell City lost their complete starting five and a couple of bench players off their season team last year as Lloyd hits the free throw. They had a really good year. Braden Beard, we talked about him earlier, the all-time leading scorer in marksman basketball, at 6'5" post player, as Lloyd knocks down both free throws here. And the Wildcats will get the basketball offensively. Kabrick pulls up behind the 10-second line, gets the burger. He falls down and falls backwards. Tell City picks it up. Now they lose control of it. Nearly went over and back. Marksman with it out front. They whip it inside. Ball knocked away by Elliott Hof nicely, and the Cats have it. Here comes Kabrick up the left side. Berger dives into the left block. Out to Harmon. Three in the air. Good for Quentin Harmon. He stepped outside. He's got 7. And the Wildcats hit another 3, their second of the quarter here in the third. Tell City again attacks the bench toward, or attacks the basket toward their bench here in the second half. Ball reversal. Tran on a little clear out, and he was bumped by Harmon as Harmon was going to try to go over and cut off that baseline. He gets whistled for the personal foul, and Tell City will bring it in baseline out of bounds as Goodhue will check back in. We saw action in that first quarter. Kurt Guxell with Jasper basketball here on Sunday afternoon. Off the inbound play, they lob it to Mathena. Tries to take it up all in one motion. Couldn't get it to fall. Kabrick the other way. Leaves it on the baseline nicely to Hof. Shot blocked away, and the marksmen pick it out of there. Tell City had a point-blank range opportunity off the out-of-bounds play, but they did not convert. Tran with it. Goes out to Mathena. Tries to dribble handoff, but the Wildcats blow it up. Davis Tran has it out near the volleyball line. Leaves it off on the bounce left wing. Berger on ball defense for the Cats. Keaton Lloyd, or make it Chestnut, backs it out near the volleyball line. Tell City. Again, it's been all perimeter for most of the game. Tran free throw line. Out to Pruitt, 3 in the air off the back rim, no good. Elliott Hof skies for the rebound. Another outlet pass, this time to Kabrick. Goes in left side, scoops it up, couldn't get the ball to fall. Mathena had the ball knocked out of his hand, but right into a marksman. Tell City up the left side. Pruitt drives baseline against Hope, spins middle, throws it up, couldn't get it off the front of the rim. Mathena got the rebound, fumbled it. Now gets it short corner left side to Chestnut. He'll take it into the paint, scoop it up, got it, and one. Chestnut. A lot of action going from the wing into the paint. Got the shot to fall, and he will be there for the and one. 37-15 Cats with 4:54 to go in the third quarter. Chestnut at the line for the and one opportunity. Free throw is up, and he splashes it home. 6 in the game for Chestnut. Jasper will bring it up on their end of the floor. Haberg pass to the wing, got it back, leaves it inside nicely for Goodhue. Into the corner, long jumper is up and good for Elliott Hope. Hope knocks down the triple for the Wildcats, their third of the third quarter. And Tell City back on the other hand. One hand pass, ball tipped away by the Cats momentarily. Chestnut brought it back out of there as Hope hawks him. Now he goes back underneath the basket in that defense. Tell City centers the ball. Nice pass down to Mathena. It could not be handled. Cats pick it up. Carter Stom, right baseline. Puts up the runner around the rim. No good. Tipped up and in by Hope. That's the second time he's had an alley-oop tip in this ball game as he works the offensive glass on that nice drive by Carter Stom. Tell City has the ball on the outside. Cats knock it away again. This time it's Stom, goes in from the right side. No good. He wanted some contact. Thought there was some there. And Tell City will pull it out of there. Caden Chestnut with it for Tell City. Goes off to Pruitt. Pruitt works against 2 Wildcat defenders, splits those guys out to Lloyd into the post. Mathena left block, turns with that right hand, couldn't get the shot to fall, and Jackson Cabrick clears the rebound. Hook pass in the middle to Hope. He leaves it in the corner. Burger 3 in the air, around the rim, no, or off the rim. Rebounded by Dylan Mathena of Tell City. Cats had a couple of good looks in transition. It seems like they have been in transition for this whole game so far. Marksman with the basketball. Chestnut into the lane. Wild shot. Hope knocked it away, but there's going to be a whistle and a foul. Jasper thought they got a lot of basketball, and it's going to be against Elliott Hope. He can't believe it. As we'll have more substitutions into the game here momentarily with 3:06 to go in the third quarter. As Caden Chestnut will be at the line for Tell City. He's got 6 in the game. He had an and one earlier this quarter. This one clanks off the front of the rim, no good. Ernie and Day into the game for the Cats here at this juncture. Another free throw by Caden Chestnut forthcoming as he looks to fire it in. Next free throw, and this one around the rim and in for Chestnut. Once again, Gaynor will come into the game for Tell City. Also checking in will be Owen Noble. Coach Lynch a few years ago came from New Albany, where he was an assistant in that program. Some good years here at Tell City recently. Goodhue out to Cabrick, shot fake, tries to go to the left baseline. Now continues to handle the basketball out on the wing. They dump it down low. Goodhue forces it up, no good. Rebound Tell City. They rip it out of there. Now we've got a whistle and kind of a frustration foul on the Wildcats. Elliott Hope trying to get that offensive rebound here with 2:41 to go in the third quarter. Cats retreat back defensively. Quentin Harbin will pop up off John Gable's bench. He'll come in at the next stoppage of play. Marksman with the basketball. Out top to Gaynor. So he's had a tough time offensively against his Jasper defense. Keaton Lloyd out to Gaynor. 3 in the air. Top of the point is up and good. The City splashes on that three-pointer. Their third of the ball game. Cabrick the other way for the Cats. Working around the outside. Cabrick comes off the low side of a ball screen. Rises at the free throw line. Jumper is good for Jackson Cabrick. Cabrick gets his 5th point of the quarter. He's got 14 in the game to lead the Wildcats. And the onslaught continues here at Brian Taylor Sports Arena with $1:52 to go here in the contest. Tell City mishandles the basketball, scramble for it. Marksman knock it off Goodhue. Looked like the Tell City guy, Lloyd, was out of bounds and threw it off the Wildcat. But they're going to give it to Tell City. Here comes Harmon back in. He'll come in for Elliott Hove. Jasper 3-2 on the season, 0-1 in the Big 8 after that loss to Boonville. Marksman out of bounds play, throw up a wild three, no good. Nice block out inside by Goodhue. It goes out of bounds. Officials are going to get together and they're going to give it to Tell City. With 1:39 to go, 44-20 Wildcats. Closing stages of the third quarter. Glad you could join us here on 18 WJTS television. A Sunday afternoon pre-Christmas edition of Wildcat basketball. Noble with it, picks it up at the right elbow. Marksman shovel it outside. They work it left side against the Wildcat double team. Keaton Lloyd into the corner, long lofting three, no good. Weak side rebound is up and good by Dylan Pruitt. He was right there. Would it serve to him as a pass? Now on the other end, we've got a bucket and an and one opportunity for Reese Day, who ran the floor. Again, the Cats doing a nice job in transition, either make or miss, throwing that outlet pass, and that time Reese Day able to run the floor. You look down at your scorecard here to mark down the bucket on the other end. You might miss something, and that time Day sprinted the floor, and he's got an and one opportunity. Free throw is up and good, and Day hits it for the Wildcats. Tell City here in the closing minute of the third quarter, I should say. Gaynor in a double team. They center the basketball, look to get it down low, but can't. Have to bring it back out. Right side high, Gaynor handles it with the left hand in the middle to Pruitt into the corner. They work it out to Gaynor. Shoves up a three from the shoulder, no good. Rebound inside Wildcats. Knocked out of Day's hand, Harmon's hand, and out of bounds. Not happy with that reach in on Tell City. The Cats will take it the length as the foul is on Pruitt. As Harmon secured the rebound, he just had it ripped away, but there was a reason, because there was a reach-in foul. Cats led, it all stops, 14-1 after one, 31-9 at the half. Tell City did not have a field goal, obviously, in that first quarter, and only 3 in the second quarter. Under a minute here in the third quarter. Kabrick fakes the dribble handoff, goes in from the left side, had it stripped away. Tell City pulls it out of there. Marksman have it up the left side. Gaynor right side to Pruitt. Pruitt now Gaynor at the point. 24 seconds to go third quarter. Pruitt trying to get a step back three. They quickly cover him. Left side high. Marksman with the ball into the corner. Ball fumbled. They get it back out to Gaynor. Gaynor to Mathena. Now they fire a long distance three, and it's up and good by Gaynor as he knocks it home. Cats on the other end trying to beat the clock. Kabrick baseline, fall away, good at the end of the third quarter. Jackson Kabrick, a runner, kissed it off the glass. Cats, after 3 quarters, lead 49-25 over the Tell City Marksmen. Will have the fourth quarter after this. Back out at Brian Taylor Sports Arena. Good quarter by Jackson Kabrick. He had 7. He's got 16 in the game. And the Wildcats on top of Tell City. 49-25 after 3. Wildcats will get the basketball here to start the fourth quarter. Tanner Ernie into the game. Top of the point. 3 in the air off the back rim by Carter Stamm. No good. Rebounded by Tell City. And Cats at every quarter stop in this ball game have been leaders. After that disappointing loss at Boonville on Friday night, Cats will have some time in the gym over the break and some time off as well. Not back in action until January 3rd. Tell City takes it in, and we've got a whistle and a bump. I believe it'll be Caleb Berger getting whistled for the personal foul as the Marksman player tried to turn the corner on the baseline, and Caleb gets whistled for it. It'll be free throw time for Tell City here. First free throw is in the air, no good for Austin Snyder. He'll have another charity toss. Cats up 49-25, just inside the fourth quarter stop. Second free throw is up and good by Snyder. Jasper 49-26. Berger will run the point for the Cats. He'll take it up the floor, right side high. Looks inside, they find Harmon. Little turnaround jumper is good for Quentin Harmon. Harmon gets his 7th point, knocked down a 3 earlier in the contest. Jasper once again defensively, they've been very good, taking away stuff that Tell City likes to do. Marksman with it with under 7 to play. Gaynor versus right side to Snyder. Out front to Chestnut. Out to Pruitt. 3 of the air. Good. Pruitt right in front of the Tell City bench. Knocks it home. He gets his second triple of the ball game. He's got 7 in the contest. Jasper the other way. Reverse the basketball out front. Carter Stamm tries to go left side. Now backs it out near the top of the circle. Goes to Berger. Into the corner. Ernie. Bounce pass to Harmon. Ball above his head. Tennis pass to Stamm into the corner. They have it. Ernie, rising fire, right elbow, no good. Rolls off, nice touch. Now Heim tries to save it, does. Tries to throw it in the middle of the floor. Ball kicked away, and it's back to the Wildcats and Coach John Gable. And looking to go to 4-2 heading into that holiday break. Again, Tell City will play in that PSC tournament. They'll host. Talked to Andy Bruner, their AD, earlier this week. As this ball thrown away by the Wildcats, Tell City runs it down. Snyder goes in from the left side and lays it up and in. Snyder takes advantage of the Wildcat turnover, and they get the fast break opportunity. Ernie with the ball on the deep right side. Now we've got a whistle. John Gable wants a 30-second timeout. Wildcats on top here. 51-31 over Tell City with 5:59 to go in this contest. So after the 30-second timeout, the Wildcats will reconvene out on the floor here at Brian Taylor Sports Arena, one of the old-time arenas here in southwestern Indiana. Again, the old Princeton gym was just like this. Love Tell City's Brian Taylor, love Princeton's gym as well. Kind of wish they still played there. They've got a brand new multi-purpose gym, kind of like the old Jasper gym. Wildcats get it inside. Stamm baseline, put it up, no good, but he got hammered, and Carter Stamm will be at the free throw line for a couple here as Tell City hammered him with 5:47 to go here in the contest. Carter Stamm, the senior guard, with 7. First free throw in the air off the back rim, no good. He'll have another. He's done a nice job so far in his senior season for the Wildcats. Next free throw by Carter. This one around the rim and in. So Stamm on the board for the first time in the second half as the Wildcats increase their lead over Tell City. It's been all Wildcats so far as they have got it done on the defensive end for this game. Tell City has the ball. Right side high to Mathena. Into the corner. Out deep. Snyder 3. Glances off, no good. Tell City gets the rebound. Now I've got to reach in on Ernie, I believe. I don't think they're going to give him the jump ball. I guess they are. So no foul on Tanner. And Tell City will bring it in baseline out of bounds as they had the arrow. 5:26 to go. All that remains in this pre-Christmas battle between Jasper and Tell City. Tell City throws it away. Wildcats save it. Here comes Caleb Berger with it. Leaves it off for Heim. Shot fake. Dives inside the lane. Goes out to Harmon. They reverse the basketball. Berger, left corner, no good. Nice rebound inside by Heim. His follow, no. Tip by Harmon. He puts it up, no, but got fouled. And Quentin Harmon will shoot it twice. Wildcats got on the offensive glass, even though they are leading big in this one. Harmon able to get the tip it to himself against a smaller Tell City inside situation. Harmon first free throw off the front of the rim and in. So Harmon into double figures with 10. A lot of other basketball within Dubois County coming up as Harmon hits the second free throw. Tell City once again substitute. Southridge playing in the Old National Bank tournament starting Monday against Luke Brown in Blackford, the junior from Blackford, averaging 38 points and around 14 assists per ball game. Not only does he shoot it a lot, he creates for other people. So that'll be a good matchup for Southridge and Colson Montgomery, who had 41 the other night against Shoals and a ton of assists. So they're playing kind of similar games, although Blackford averages 90 points per ball game. Teams kind of let them do what they want. We'll see if Southridge can slow that mess down. Now into the passing lane. Nice defense by the Wildcats as Tanner Ernie gets into the passing lane, and he lays it up and in for Jasper. Forest Park and Northeast DuBois will play in that Access Storage 18 tournament at Forest Park. They use Beekle Arena in the old style gym, much like this one at Tell City there at Forest Park. Now on the other end, Snyder with a floater in the lane. He got it to fall. Snyder with 5 in the quarter. Jasper the other way here in the last 4 minutes of this one at Brian Taylor Sports Arena. Caleb Berger with the basketball for the Cats. Ernie inside, pitches it back out to Caleb, now to Heim. Ernie with it in front of the Cat bench on the deep left wing with it. Brings it back to Harmon. Now Heim puts it on the floor between the legs to Caleb. Cats into the corner to Day. Back out to Tanner Ernie. Berger looks to slice, brings it back out. Cats have all the points they need here in this one. Heim, left elbow. Back to Ernie. Ernie drives it toward the corner, terminates his dribble. Now goes to Heim. Harmon with it as the Cats chew up some clock here with under 3.5 to play in this contest down here at Tell City. Harmon with it, skips it out to Heim. Heim spins down the lane, stops the dribble, goes to Berger. Berger underneath the basket, kicks it to the opposite corner. Ball tipped away by Tell City, and the Wildcats will retain possession with 3:23 to go here in this ball game. Cats and the Tell City Marksmen here on a Saturday night, albeit now a Sunday afternoon for you here on 18 WJTS, your home for Jasper basketball and Jasper sports and all kinds of DuBois County sports action. Heim with it, out to Tanner Ernie, tries to feed the post, ball knocked away, but Heim runs it down. Jasper's going to win this one and go to 4-2 heading into the holiday break after a tough night against Boonville. Their other previous loss is Berger gets the free throw line jumper to fall on a nice drive. Berger with 5. Cats' other loss came at that Evansville USI River City Challenge against Evansville Rights. A lot of tough games coming up in January for the Cats. They'll have a couple of games against, or actually 3 against DuBois County teams in Southridge, Forest Park, and Northeast DuBois, plus that game at Cabby on girls sectional Saturday in early February against Heritage Hills. Patriots are rolling so far this season. They've got a big senior class, and Athena misses the shot, but it's tipped up and in by Keaton Lloyd. And now a whistle on the other end. John Gable calls a timeout. He'll get some more guys into the game as Andrew Wallace will check in for Jasper here in the closing seconds of this one. Actually, closing seconds, closing minutes with 2:11 to play. So a nice bounce back win for the Cats. Tell City coming off a win against Tell City, and Coach Lynch does a nice job with them, but the Cats mentality a little different tonight as it was down at Boonville against Austin Brooks and the Pioneers. Glad it was a conference loss, but could make up some ground in that league play. Ernie with the basketball, slides into the lane, puts it up, no good. We're going to say it's knocked out of his hands and no foul, and Cats will bring it in with 1:53 to play. Leading big here, led after 3, 49-25, got off to a huge start. Wallace with it, now to Heim. Cats work it around the perimeter. Jasper with the basketball and a whistle and a foul inside. And Jasper will be at the line with Reese Day doing the honors. John able to play all his guys tonight, which is always good. certainly not as good if you're on the short end of one of these, which the Cats rarely are, as Heim gets the free throw to rattle around, or excuse me, Day gets the free throw to rattle around and in. He's got 4. Next free throw on the way here to close things down. It's off the front of the rim, no good. We've got a lane violation. It's going to go against the Cats. No harm done, and Tell City will get the ball back with 1:45 to go here at Tell City. Again, this game was back on the schedule last year. The first trip to from Tell City into Jasper's new gym. They had not played since the old Big 8 days before Tell City went to the PAC as the Marksmen drive it. And now here at Brian Taylor Sports Arena as they fire off the mark. This will probably be the last game, at least for a while, as this ball tipped away and Wallace picked it up. With a lot of scheduling by both of these teams. This might be the last one of this series. Cats, of course, going into the SIAC. They play a lot of the SIAC teams anyway. As Ernie gets hit in the head, gets it out to Heim. Long jumper rattles out, no good. The Cats will get Bossy back on the schedule, and they pretty much have everybody else on there right off the top of my head. Memorial Rights now. They played Mater Dei. They play North. Castle will be added as well. Heim knocks the ball away. Now we've got a jump ball as Heim reaches in and creates the jump ball, and we'll see what the arrow says with 42 seconds to go in the game, and it'll be Jasper taking it in. You can just dribble it out and put this one in the win column on the road. Cats on back-to-back road games this weekend. Jasper takes it outside. Ernie, nice pass underneath. Try to get a cut in there. They missed the shot with 20 seconds to go. And Tell City clears it out of there. And they just might walk it up and end this ball game. Wildcats a road win against longtime rival Tell City here at Old School Brian Taylor Sports Arena. Appreciate Andy Bruner, the fine AD of the Marksmen, for all his help tonight with our broadcast since we've not been down here in a while. Cats win it 59-35 over the Tell City Marksmen. Jasper 4-2 on the basketball season, heading into that ball game on January 3rd against the Evansville Central Bears, then the January 4th road game at Evansville North. Both those games are sectional opponents, or possible sectional opponents, for the Wildcats. It's going to wrap up our coverage here on 18 WJTS this evening and this afternoon. Again, appreciate Andy Brewer, the AD at Tell City, for taking care of us tonight. Also, thanks a lot for Craig and Jason and Scott Yarborough for letting me fill in for the game this evening. The Wildcats win at 59-35 over the Tell City Marksmen. That'll do it here from Brian Taylor Sports Arena.